driving people towards burnout, pushing them to work 12, 14, 16 hours a day. A boss who is both asking too much of us and not appreciating our work. And then like toxic coworkers, talking about each other behind your back, maybe trying to undermine each other in meetings or claim credit for each other's work, even sabotaging each other's projects.
Yikes.
Welcome to Next Job Now.
The podcast where we help you get your next job
right now. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Greg Langstaff. I'm a certified resume strategist. I've written over 2,000 resumes, and I love helping people get new jobs.
And I'm Jeff, and I have a lot of questions about job searching. Together, we're going to talk about everything you need to know about landing your next role. In this episode, we're going to talk about toxic workplaces.
Ugh. Also in this episode, Jeff and Ariana have some sort of crazy surprise planned for me that they were really excited about, and I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know when it's going to happen, but something's going to happen. Let's do this.
Let's do it. So by the end of this episode, we hope that you'll understand what toxic really means, how to spot warning signs early, the career impact it could have on you, how to survive it strategically, and how to get out.
And I hope to have survived whatever the heck you guys have planned.
All right. Greg, what makes a workplace toxic? Toxic. What does that even mean?
Ooh. I mean, there's so many things. And I think like we all know if we've been through this, but I just want to share this because I don't want anyone to think it's only happening to them. And like, I have a skewed view on this. Because I'm talking, like, because all my clients, like, every day, I'm talking to people who are stuck in a toxic workplace or, like, needed to escape or quit because it was so bad. Yeah, so to answer your question, toxic workplace can be many things. But trends we're usually seeing is, like, a boss who is both asking too much of us and not appreciating our work. Like, that's probably number one, where we're like driving people towards burnout, pushing them to work 12, 14, 16 hours a day. And then like also that lack of recognition, the lack of appreciation. I'd say it's rare to go into like full on verbal abuse.
Right.
Necessarily. I've only heard of that happening a few times. But yeah. And then there's like where there is more of the like borderline verbal abuse or what have you is like toxic coworkers. So people who are talking about each other behind your back, maybe trying to undermine each other in meetings or claim credit for each other's work, even sabotaging each other's projects.
Yikes.
Yeah.
And so what happens to us when we stay in a toxic workplace?
Well, best case is like just some serious burnout. Or
best case?
Yeah.
What's
like,
worst case?
I don't know, like severe psychological damage, never being able to trust anyone again, maybe like a health or medical leave.
Right.
Yeah. And from a career perspective too, like a toxic workplace, like we're not going to be as productive. We're not going to have things to brag about. We are not going to have strong like references from past jobs. And that's where we also run into situations where like unplanned gaps in our experience happen, which isn't the end of the world, but like it's not ideal.
So let's do a mini game. Let's see if we can.
I think this is the thing, by the way.
We're going to play a little mini game. So in my head, I have thought about an early sign of a toxic workplace. And we're going to play a little hot and cold game. So, Greg, I'm going to give you, as long as it takes, but you need to figure out what toxic workplace environment I'm thinking about.
I have to know what you're thinking?
You have to get it out of here. You've known me for 10 years, 12 years.
This feels a little toxic in itself.
That's the point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great.
unrealistic expectations, and you have 15 seconds to do it. I'm kidding. All right.
5 seconds. All right,
All
let's
right,
see.
so let's play a little mini game. Greg, what is the early warning sign that you're walking into a toxic workplace that I'm thinking about?
No onboarding.
Cold.
No one even to greet you when you get there.
Cold.
They give you a rapidly expiring job offer.
Cold.
Oh, colder. You show up and someone kicks you in the knee.
Cold.
Is that less cold?
It's cold. It's cold.
I need a degree. Is
It's
it am I
colder,
getting-
colder,
Oh,
colder,
okay,
colder.
Okay, when you're there, is it on the first day at least, or are we talking before you're hired?
Warm.
Okay, on the first day, no one will eat lunch with you.
Warm.
No one will eat lunch with you. Oh, no one's helping you with anything.
Cold.
That's what I feel. That's what I'm feeling right now.
Cold. Freezing. Cold.
Okay, is it lunch related?
Hot.
They give you a really hot lunch?
Cold.
They don't give you lunch.
Cold.
They eat your lunch.
Warmer.
This is too hard. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. The lunch, it's not eating your lunch, but it's not no one will eat lunch with you.
It's not you eating lunch. They're not eating with you.
They make you watch them eat lunch.
Warmer. Where would they be eating lunch?
Everyone eats lunch at their desk.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh my
Hot.
God.
When you walk into a workplace on the first day and you see everyone eating lunch at their desk, get out. That is a toxic workplace. So I think I have this habit of when I see a toxic workplace, I want to try and fix it. I'm like, if I was in charge, if I was the manager, this is what I would do.
Yeah.
When is an appropriate time to fix it? Like a toxic workplace that is fixable versus a toxic workplace that is detrimental to your health.
I want to kind of flip like when we are at, because like if we're a new, that's a whole different game.
Okay.
But let's say for a lot of folks who are like, they've worked in this place for maybe a year, 2 years, 10 years. Like, what should they do to try to fix the toxic workplace? Because I know like a lot of us, you can't just quit, right? Some people, they need the money, they need that employment.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say like in those situations, it probably starts with like a one at a time thing where it's like, can I build one ally here? Can I make one relationship with someone who's like a little warmer? Kind of start to build like a circle of like close, trusted people who are not toxic. Ideally, going to the boss as well would be great if you can like raise those things. And like if that's not yielding anything for you, then maybe it is time to think about leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a client so recently who I was so proud of, so impressed with, because they had identified they were in like a very toxic work environment and decided to leave before it became a health issue. If they could see some warning signs that they were like traveling towards burnout and like didn't appreciate the way they were being treated every day, so this person just quit proactively. And financially, it wasn't a strong move, but like health-wise, it was. And that's why we were working on finding them a new job. Mm-hmm. But truthfully, most people, and like even more recently than that, I've talked to probably 10 people who are on leave or have gone on leave because they burned out from like just the toxic environment and the high demand.
And when you hear from clients a lot of the times of like toxic workplace, does there tend to be a pattern of like, I've been asked to do more with less?
Yeah.
That's highway to burnout.
Yeah. Like it's not okay for them to ask you to work 12 hours a day or imply that you need to, or give you a workload that requires that.
Let's think about if you can't leave immediately, what should you do to protect yourself?
Well, I think like where possible, setting those boundaries. I think a lot of times we're afraid of what someone's gonna say when we set, like if it's a time related boundary. But like if you've got a contract to work a certain number of hours a day, like They can't fire you for that. They might start treating you poorly. That's a toxic workplace for sure. You might be given less to do, which is kind of what you wanted, but also like can make you feel kind of bad about yourself. Yeah, like that is a bit dangerous to set hard boundaries unless you're very careful about having those conversations with the people involved. Like honestly, and this is 100% truth, it can feel better if you are job searching. So like to think like my boss is yelling at me right now, but I did just apply for that pretty sweet job at this other company. And like it just takes the edge off a little bit. So like having your resume up to date, knowing you could be applying to jobs, also great. Yeah, and I think like what I said earlier about trying to find that one safe person that you can relate to. And sometimes like if you're in a bigger company, maybe that's going outside of your immediate team. You know, is Daryl from the mailroom cool? Every morning for our 15-minute break, every afternoon for our 15-minute break, every day for lunch. Like we at least know we're going to go have a nice chat with Daryl. Mm-hmm. That can go a long way.
Is there any way for a toxic job to come back around?
To become non-toxic?
To be non-toxic? Or is it, once you see it, it's like...
Like a leadership change is a great opportunity for that to change.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So sometimes you can see there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm trepidatious about the light at the end of the tunnel. And that sticking around just because that light came when you have a new opportunity that's maybe that is a bit brighter.
Job searching seriously while you're in a toxic workplace will make it feel better. And like the longer you can stick it out at the job so you're not risking like a gap in your employment or like maybe a gap in your income is better. But at a certain point, as that client I mentioned earlier, who I was very proud of, like if you got to leave before you have, before you have like the health issues, then do it.
And how do I leave without damaging my future?
Well, I mean, it's not like the end of the world. If they're super toxic, they're going to be mad that you left. But like, just follow the standard protocol. Like tell them that you are moving on to another opportunity, or just for my own career and like personal situation, I need to take a little break from employment. Don't tell them why. Don't tell them it's their fault you're leaving. That's it.
What about in those exit interviews where they're like, oh, we want to make this better? Should you be doing them?
I don't know. If it's like a giant company and it's their HR, like maybe you can tell them a bit about like some critiques, but truthfully, for your sake, for like using the least amount of energy to get out of this situation, for minimizing backlash, you probably don't want to get into it too much in those exit interviews or even decline doing it. Yeah, but if you're feeling like kind of Batman about it, you can go and tell everything and try to like make it better for the future. But that's a really personal choice. So.
All right. Well, if you are currently in a toxic workplace, we hope that you are able to start job searching and use this podcast to help update your resume so that you can land something that you will be valued and welcomed.
Yeah. I also think, Jeff, if you like this idea, we should do an episode in the future about how to identify a toxic workplace during like the interview, like the job application process, so that you can say no if need be, which I have done.
Yeah. Do you have any, give us a teaser of what that episode will include.
Okay. We'll talk about like the interviewer's behavior during the interviews. We will probably go into like what the offer looks like. We will talk about like any interactions with the other folks, like the colleagues who you might be working with in this job. Yeah, even some of the stuff in like the paperwork, the offer paperwork could be telling. So yeah, we should do that episode just to make sure people know in advance so they can say no.
All right. Well, it's time for our unusual interview. Greg, tell me something that you do for yourself.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
At my gym, there is a feature, or like a thing that you can use, machine, if you will, for after your workout called the hydro massage.
Oh yeah, it just.
It is amazing. And it's like, oh yeah, you know, I'm pretty busy, but like I have 10 minutes to do a free hydro massage. Why not?
Oh,
Feels
you pay for
so
that premium account.
good. It's like an extra $6 a month. I don't know why everyone does it.
$6 bi-weekly.
Well, no, because Ariana and I split the membership too.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's a hack.
Yeah. We just can't go to the gym at the same time, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
a nice thing to do for you. I thought you were going to say improv. You're doing it twice a week now.
I'm doing improv for the people.
Ah! That's not for you. That's to bring joy to others.
Follow us, SideQuest Improv on Instagram.
Yes. I've love your new page.
Yeah, well, we have like an actual proper influencer in our group who's running Sarah Jenkins.
Yes.
She's running our
I follow
social
Sarah.
media. You do?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, good. Yeah, anyway, so that's also for me. Jeff, I have a question for you. On the theme of today's episode.
Oh.
On a scale of 1 to 10, can you please rate your enjoyment of the song and music video by Britney Spears, Toxic?
Oh. 10 and 10.
Really?
Is Toxic the one with the snake on the?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 10 out of 10 video.
a good music
and that's
video.
a great music video, and that is a great song.
It's a good song.
I'm listening to that while I eat lunch at my desk today.
You were going to eat lunch at my kitchen table today.
At my desk.
We can listen to it.
We can listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for listening to this episode.